It is believed that if the deal goes through, the project would mark a major milestone for Illumination, positioning it as a significant player in the realm of video game adaptations.
I think they've already pretty well cemented themselves with the Mario movie. If you hit another big IP like The Legend of Zelda, which almost everybody is familiar with, it needs to feel like Arcane. No Illumination dogs. Maybe. I don't want to see a single Illumination dog.
They're gonna stick
I don't
it in
want
there,
to
bro.
see one.
Our therapist keeps saying we have to stand up for ourselves. So here we are. Sorry.
Hey, we're giving a small...
This other one says, I like your offer as much as you like an angry female lead.
Nice.
Yeah. Sheesh. These people are kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
Sean Connery was a dog.
Connery has such a unique charm to him. You want to kiss him right now.
Dude, I can't take it. Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, everybody. All you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs.
Yeah. Got it. Does it feel good? Does it feel good? You got it right. You got it.
Yeah.
For the last episode.
Not ever. We'll still be doing it.
But where the phrase was conceived here in the studio.
Stop. We got a thing at the end.
Like Joshua wants to say this for the end. Well, hold on. Let's just acknowledge it up front and say we'll talk about it more at the end. So stick around for the end. So watch whatever you do. The whole episode.
Yeah, this is the last episode in this studio.
In Virginia Beach.
And then we're going to have, and then when we start up again next season, we're going to have a new studio. So we are going to have a
new
segment
look and everything
at the end where we're going to talk about some stuff.
Right.
In other interesting news, I would like to recommend to everybody, when you get a phone, get the camera protector.
Wait, what do you mean?
The people...
What happened?
The people at the store are going to say, do you want the screen protector? You say yes. And then they're going to say, do you want the camera protector? And you're going to feel inclined to say no.
No. I don't have a camera protector.
Okay?
My camera's
exposed.
I dropped my phone today, and it busted the camera protector.
But it's the
But the camera lenses themselves are fine. They're safe.
Well, the whole back of my phone is shattered, so...
Does it skew the lens? Do you need to get a new one?
What?
Do you need to get a new protector?
I need a new protector. I need to tear off all the bits and pieces off of that and get a new one.
You know, I rarely drop my phone. I probably drop my phone twice a year.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's common or...
Well, I'm the same, and when I dropped it this time, it just happened to land on the camera.
Oh, well, I might look into this because I want to protect my camera.
Because when I was at the store, I was like, I don't need this.
Right.
And then I thought, anything can happen. Fine, whatever. I'll get it.
Anything is possible.
Anything can happen.
Anything is possible.
That's my recommendation for today.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys have stuff to say?
I have a recommendation. I'll save it for later. You said you had something you wanted to open with.
Well, I'm not really open. I just wanted to ask you about...
Go ahead.
So, we didn't really get into it at all, but you mentioned it this week where you watched The Fabelmans. What did you think about that?
Ooh, okay. So, there's a lot to The Fabelmans.
I know it's been out for a while.
It has, but dang it if it's not a good movie. I would say, West Side Story.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I just don't like the story of West Side Story.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg recently did The Fabelmans and West Side Story. The Fabelmans is such a better film than West Side Story.
Why are you comparing
Fabelmans
to West Side Story?
I'm just talking about his most recent movies.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm going to say Spielberg movies recently haven't been hitting hard. Mm-hmm. They've been kind of...
I've liked everything so far.
Like BFG? You enjoyed BFG?
No, but after BFG, you got Ready Player One. I loved.
Okay.
West Side Story. It's a remake. Yes, I'll acknowledge that. But I loved
But it didn't have Spielberg magic.
Yes, it did.
Well, it had Spielberg cinematography.
It did, but it didn't have the magic of like E.T. Would you say The Fabelmans feels kind of...
Yes.
That way?
I cried at the trailer, and then I
But
cried in the movie.
You can cry watching anything.
So I would recommend, if you haven't seen The Fabelmans, I would say you need to listen to Steven Spielberg talk about his family life and his personal life before watching The Fabelmans.
Yeah.
A couple things will be spoiled for you, but you interact with the story on such a deeper level when you kind of understand what Steven Spielberg's home life was like as he was getting into film and as he was, getting interested in filmmaking. I mean, with his time in scouting, doing the photography merit badge and all that, that's crazy, dude.
So I watched the trailer and it touched me, and I was like, I really like this. I want to watch this movie.
Who touched you?
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
An old Jewish dude touched me.
Yikes.
Dang.
So I wanted to watch it, and then when I did watch it, more of like the scouting stuff, it kind of it touched me.
It touched you again.
Again, because
you guys were in Scouts.
I was in Scouts.
Scouts, get
wow,
touched.
you guys get touched a lot. That's weird.
And so, no, it made me think of like him doing the badge, like he said, and
it was before they had the cinematography.
It was very
merit
reminiscent,
badge.
and I resonated with the film very hardcore.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so he was. It's got me interested. I've been dabbling with wanting to do some Super 8 testing, and just to try some cool stuff with Super 8. And since I'll be going into a new period of life when it comes to work and when it comes to availability, that kind of thing, I'm gonna pick it up as a hobby, 100%.
Okay.
So, but the Fabelmans really kicked me in the butt to go ahead and try it.
Yeah.
And actually, there's like interestingly enough, so we grew up, our grandma and her family shot on Super 8, or actually just regular 8mm film for home movies and stuff, and they have a couple entertainment kind of pieces, but it's all on reels, right? And growing up when we were really young, just film reels, in fact. When we were growing up, our grandma had an old projector like on the Fabelmans, when he was plugging it in and projecting it on the wall in the closet. We would watch some of our grandma's old film reels,
cool.
on her projector. But then the projector died, and we moved, and it's been 25 years since we've seen the footage in all this reels.
Maybe not that long, because I'm 26.
Well,
and I clearly remember it.
I'm getting ready to purchase a digitizer, and I'm gonna digitize all of this film and send it to the family so we can see, our mom when she was a baby, all kinds of cool stuff.
That's really cool.
But it's all on film reels. Everything's 8mm except for one, which is 16mm, and that's a bit harder. Like a 16mm camera, it says this in Fabelmans, when he found out that this girl's dad had a 16mm camera, right? Then he was kind of like getting excited. That's what prompted him to do that project, even though he didn't want to, because it's an expensive, nice piece of equipment. And our grandma has one reel that's 16mm, and I can't digitize that. The equipment's too expensive.
You could probably send it out, though.
Yeah, I can send it out, and I will do that.
That would be really cool to see what's on there.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's like that. There was like this old black and white film, right? Like an entertainment silent film that our grandma had, and I don't know if that's on
It could be
the 8mm, or if that is the 16mm and all the 8mm's family stuff. I don't know.
What
But
if
I'm
you
gonna
come
find
across some weird stuff?
Like Steven did with his mom.
Well, I'm. Yeah,
wait, in the movie was his mom filming some stuff?
No, she wasn't filming stuff. So he was, obsessed with filming everything, family events, and Steven Spielberg's life. It's obviously, the weird thing is, it's a fictional character, but the events of this character's life and family and father, it's pretty much identical to what Steven's life was. So, Steven's character, the boy. And in real life, his parents did get divorced later down the road, and his mom did, I believe, get with a very close family friend who was business partners with
his dad.
And he just discovers behind, in the background of all this footage he's capturing at family events, that his mom and this guy are really close.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it really upsets him, and that's kind of how he. It's kind of how he sheds some light.
Yeah,
onto
I would definitely recommend the
it.
movie though. Yeah. It's like sheesh. I would say 9 out of 10.
Oh,
okay.
9, 100%. I agree.
9.
It's just a good,
the
wholesome
movie
film.
didn't, as far as box office, it didn't seem to make a big splash.
It didn't.
It didn't.
And amongst critics, even, it was kind of middling.
And it's not even on a really really popular streamer. It's on Showtime.
I mean,
So
when I watched it, I was like, I have to go to the theater and watch it. This was the week of Thanksgiving, I think. Or no, on Thanksgiving Day I went and watched it. Because I remember coming back and then we had Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
I was gone. I remember I was doing something and you were here by yourself.
No, I went to the movies to watch, and then I came back and then we cooked Thanksgiving dinner. But
Really?
yeah, but
Are you sure?
regardless, I had to drive to a one theater about 30 minutes away because I couldn't just go to Regal. They didn't have it.
They weren't showing it?
They were not showing it.
Wow.
I had to drive 30 minutes away.
Well, I mean, it's definitely worth the watch, especially if you're a fan of Steven Spielberg. That's what I say. It's a really good film. It's like I said, it's on Showtime. If you have that, or if you have a plug-in to wherever. Paramount Plus does the plug-in for Showtime. Yeah, so
Interesting.
So yeah, I would highly recommend it. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a really good movie, and it was so cool. And when you're into film, I guess, especially when you're in it at a young age, you understand kind of like the weird social side of video, because he's getting bullied, right, when he moves to upstate California, and they're at a new school, and there's this event that he is filming a highlight reel for, and
It's like
the
senior
bully,
day.
the bully, he decides to be the bigger man and film the bully win a physical competition, and almost makes him look like a hero, and that broke the character down. Like, that broke him as a person down, because he's like, I have been the worst to you. Why would you make me look like some kind of action hero? And then he got mad and he became emotional, and he's like, I'm not that guy. Why did you make me look like I'm some incredible person? He's like, and he just kind of takes it, and he's just processing. He's like, the camera saw what it saw, and that kind of stuff. And it's just a really powerful moment when the bully just changes through the avenue of literally just filming him and splicing it together in such a way that it's just powerful.
Is that what happened with Seth?
He
He was like, hey,
Was he the bully?
hey, you little Wisener boys, hey, film me. And then you guys film me, and he's like, you guys,
why did you do this?
Why'd you
I'm
make
not
me
that man.
Why'd you make me look like the hero?
I'm not that man.
And
Actually, he was kind of the
he
bad
was probably
guy.
the villain, wasn't he?
He was the
He was
villain.
the villain. Yeah. But so, I
Mitch
mean,
Dad.
and I don't have that exact scenario, but just the social politics of being a kid and being the one who films and edits and puts stuff together.
Yeah.
It just tapped into something that was powerful, And so I don't know, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, besides that, there's a film I want to recommend to you guys later in the podcast. So don't let me forget.
Stick around.
Yeah. But it's interesting. But what do we got first for today?
So we don't have a lot yet on this. It's just it's going to be we talked about a big thing in the news right now is the Mario movie is hitting hard.
Right.
I mean, it's doing insane numbers compared to what they were predicting. They're like, this is going way better than anything we thought. We're going to do more. We have to do more. So
Illumination is saying that, or Hollywood
Illumination.
is saying that?
Hollywood Illumination.
I think even probably Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So we talked about them. They're going to be doing a Minecraft movie.
Which I do not predict is going to go well.
Which is probably won't do well. But the first animated video game movie, that the next one, that's kind of at the final stages of getting this is gonna go. Yes, and
So it's still in pre-production.
Yeah, is a Zelda game. Game movie.
So this is it's been announced that this is in the process of being made.
So go to the thing I had you pull up.
This makes sense to me because Nintendo just dropped the Tears of the Kingdom video game, and it's doing very much like Mario.
Yeah.
It is doing some big numbers. People are obsessed with Tears of the Kingdom, and they want more from The Legend of Zelda.
So scroll down and we'll just read the first paragraph. Joseph, can you read this paragraph for me?
All right. Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Reports have emerged suggesting that Universal and Illumination are currently engaged in negotiations to bring The Legend of Zelda to the big screen. Building on the massive success of Super Mario Bros. Movie, the studios are actively collaborating with Nintendo to kickstart the development of a feature film centered around the video game franchise. These rumors gained traction after being discussed on a recent episode of The Hot Mic with Jeff Snyder and John Rocca.
Boo, shill.
Wait, have we talked about him?
We've talked about John.
He's the guy with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, he sucks.
It is believed that if the deal goes through, the project would mark a major milestone for Illumination, positioning it as a significant player in the realm of video game adaptations.
That's all you needed.
So
I think they've already pretty well cemented themselves with the Mario
Bros.
movie.
And you only need one. You really only need one.
If you hit another big IP like The Legend of Zelda, which almost everybody is familiar with.
To be honest,
you might become a legend yourself.
We've seen a lot with Mario. I'm more excited for this than anything. I think there was a big hype a couple years back where there was a poster that it was a fan-made poster, but it had Tom Holland as Link. And it kind of went around the internet being like, Tom Holland can play this character. This will be fun, which it was not going to be a live action. It's definitely going to be an animated movie, but he could voice it. The big thing, though, that people are kind of talking about online is how are they going to take it and who's going to voice his character, because he doesn't really talk in the games.
Link, so it's made clear, especially in Breath of the Wild, in some of Zelda's journals, that Link does speak. He just doesn't speak often. And when asked about it by Zelda, he said that my job is to be a knight. It's to be a hero. It's to protect. And the best way I can do that is, to be silent and to listen.
Yeah.
And which makes sense for his character. So it'll be interesting how they do that, if they're going to keep him as this strong, silent character. And what timeline are we going with here? Because the Legend of Zelda kind of has 3 separate timelines that converge at some point. It's weird. I'm not going to explain the whole thing. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there that explain it. But my guess would be, with the way things are going with the Breath of the Wild and with Tears of the Kingdom, that the Zelda movie would take place in this universe. Right. In this timeline with this Link and with this Zelda.
Now, I have some gut reaction predictions about this. You're right. Everyone's aware and knows about Zelda, right? And Link, the character. Not as many people have played as Mario. Like, Mario's too big of an IP. So basically, this is not going to do as well as Mario. And it's kind of a wild card to see how well it does.
The marketing would have to be different. You would really have to sell this as a this has to be like Lord of the Rings. It has to be a high fantasy adventure hero thing.
Yes, it might not. It's not as well known as Mario, but I think the fans of this are way more hardcore. People like this a lot.
And most everybody knows what The Legend of Zelda is. If you don't know a meme, if you haven't heard a piece of Legend of Zelda music, the game's been around for so many years.
Right.
It makes sense.
This is an interesting fact that it says in 2015, rumors had circulated about a live-action television series based on The Legends of Zelda, which was reportedly in works at Netflix. However, it appears that Nintendo made the decision to halt the production after deals for the series were leaked to the press, which, that's interesting. I mean, Netflix does we're still waiting on news about Netflix's Narnia.
Yeah,
we're still waiting on news for Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's a lot that's Netflix is supposedly doing. Arcane season 2. They gave us the weird graphic teaser for season 2. There's a lot we're waiting for that's supposed to be good on Netflix. And in the process, they're pumping out Witchers, which are terrible, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of just like, well, this would have been interesting. I guess we'll see if it was a good call to take it away from
I think so as well.
I don't want to see a live
if they
action
take if they take an interesting tactic with it, and I don't know, it really all you need to do with Zelda is it's 3 things. It's have Link go on an adventure to save Zelda. Have Zelda be probably trapped, but you could probably do some political stuff with her character since she is a princess.
Okay.
And part of the Triforce. And the villain has to be Ganondorf.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
When you say Triforce, could you give me a brief idea? See, I've never played
Triforce,
Legend of Zelda.
The Triforce is 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 3. It creates a triangle.
Okay.
And it represents. I don't know the exact. Like what it's like courage something.
Okay, got you.
Courage, strength, wisdom, or something.
It's
like that.
symbolic. It's like this ethereal symbolic.
And Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf.
Okay.
Make up the Triforce.
Okay.
They're always at odds.
Right.
They're always it's kind of like a circle.
Is it kind of like a weird triangle yin yang kind of thing?
Sort of. It's like throughout history, there's almost always an incarnation of Zelda, an incarnation of Link,
like that, like the Last Airbender,
and the Gerudo people are all women.
Okay,
and so when a male is born, that's always Ganondorf, and
like Paul Atreides.
And he is always their king.
Right.
So it's a world of very deep lore. In all the video games.
I like that. I could get into this lore.
You could. Exactly.
I could get into this.
I'm telling you, if they make it like Lord of the Rings, make it really high fantasy.
Yeah, with this, it needs to be less silly like Mario was.
I don't want it to be, they tried to do a live action Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I don't want it to be live action.
And it was terrible. So they need to do this good. Maybe,
Well, if Illumination's involved, it's going to be animated. Yeah. It's not going to be live action.
Yeah, they could do. I think they could do it really well if they take a serious route with it. You can have fun things happen in this world.
Do you think it needs to take a serious tone, like something familiar with like Arcane or whatever?
Yeah, it needs to look. It needs to feel like Arcane. No Illumination dogs.
Maybe.
I don't want to see a single Illumination dog.
They're gonna stick
I don't
it in
want
there,
to
bro.
see one.
I hate to say it though. They might not. They probably will go more that way because they can market it to kids and kids will watch it.
But you can market adventure movies to kids. How many adventure movies did we watch as kids?
Look, if you make it similar to Arcane and just a little less violent,
less
no cussing.
Violent, less. Yeah. Well, Arcane is also very serious in tone. If you take Arcane and make it a little bit more fun,
take the edge off,
have some more fun moments.
Yeah.
Then you can really, and kids are going to enjoy that.
Don't have the cussing,
but obviously. You can make interesting, emotional, big, kind of broad idea, movies. It works really well for this, and I think the best thing would be to probably either make an extension of this universe or maybe a tie-in movie with this universe.
I think this is a great idea. I've in some ways, I know they said it's a film. In some ways, I kind of wish it was a series, I wish Illumination would dabble into a series. That would be cool. If there's a lot of great lore with this, I'd love a series.
So much.
Almost more than I'd love a movie,
Yeah.
Maybe we'd get a good series if the movie goes well. I'm just speculating.
Maybe.
I prefer a series if the movie goes well as opposed to like a 3 and a 4
Who would
movie,
do the series, though?
Illumination. Let them get into it.
On what? Netflix?
No. A streamer. You'd have to put it on a streamer.
Yeah.
But who is Illumination associated with? Like, where is Despicable Me sitting right now?
Netflix.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
Is it for real?
I think it's on Netflix right now.
I thought Despicable Me was on like it's on Max or something.
I can look it up.
No,
look it up real quick. Just
I'm pretty sure they're on
Netflix.
See if anything Illumination comes up on Netflix.
Minions is on Netflix. I
For
definitely
real?
know
Let's
Minions
see.
is on Netflix.
Despicable Me.
Minion. He is. There's
Minions
some
there.
Minion stuff
He
on
is?
here.
Yeah.
The Lorax. That's did Dr.
That's
Seuss did the
Illumination? It's Hotel Transylvania Illumination.
No, it's DreamWorks.
No,
I think.
yeah.
Okay, a bunch of Minions.
No, it's not. It's Illumination. Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying it would have to go on Netflix?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe if Illumination takes care of it, it gets sold to Netflix. It gets put on the streamer, and then it could be the best for both worlds.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, but
Netflix gets it, but
according to
Illumination
Quentin
made it.
Tarantino, once it goes on Netflix, it's not existent.
I think he's saying stuff that comes out on Netflix.
Yeah,
doesn't
straight
exist.
to.
Well, that's what this would be, wouldn't it?
Well, no,
Well,
the Adam Project went straight to streaming.
There's
you know?
They also have deals where something will be on Netflix and then it'll disappear and show up on Max.
Yeah.
Or it'll show up on Peacock or something. So
Okay,
so there's certain deals that they make to get the movie around to really pass it around.
Right. Yeah. And I actually wanted to move away from Zelda, unless you guys have more thoughts.
Yeah, we're good.
I love Zelda. Let's keep
We'll have
going.
more to talk about as more news rolls out.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. I did want to bring up, so they dropped Avatar: The Way of Water on Max, and I watched it today. Holds up, bro. Holds up.
That was interesting. You were saying this because you watched it the other day, trying to see if your opinion would change.
Did it change? It has to change, bro. It's a good movie.
For the things that I said I didn't like, no, it did not change. I do think
With your expectation lowered, it became a better film, right? Say it. You went into it with too high expectations. That was your problem.
No, I don't think he went in with too high.
the bad. This is not a review of Avatar, but the bad guy and the story was very forced, and
defending
they were
family.
they were just trying to create something for a sequel. It felt like.
No,
but maybe
they
it's
created,
setting up. Maybe
look,
it's setting up a 3 and 4.
It is because the scripts are done and they already filmed 3. They already started filming 4.
Besides the story, I liked the rest of it, but no.
What do you
I
mean?
would say
besides
still,
the story,
I complained about how the whale portion was too long, and it was pretty long. But I could watch it this second time and be like, oh, okay, I'll accept it for its length. Basically,
Yeah, no, I agree. My second watch, I was definitely
pretty much the same.
I was noticing a lot more of the things that I didn't like. I really didn't like. Like the big thing for me is humans are mega evil because they are killing sapient creatures.
yeah.
Creatures that think like you and me. And
I mean, it's a representation of what you did with the Native Americans.
right,
I mean,
and that's true.
the same situation.
But you know, we're at a point now where we're very much not like that.
So you're saying future humans wouldn't be doing that?
Future humans wouldn't be doing that.
That's true.
It just so that was annoying, and then the fact that the entire tribe of water people disappear in the last battle.
Yeah, that's true. They all bounce.
And it's not even like
except for the girl.
It's not
the
even like,
girlfriend.
oh, we got our daughter, so we're out of this fight. No, they leave.
Right.
They're gone.
Well, he did say when they came into it, we can't join your war, Jake Sully.
Right,
That's what he said.
but he's like, they have our kids,
So they go and save the kid.
but they don't.
Well,
She's still there, and then the parents, the whole tribe is like, all right, let's get out of here. It ain't worth it.
Let's let Jake and Natir figure this out.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I love the movie. Visually, it just makes my skin crawl. I mean,
Good in
my
a good
toes
way or
curl.
a bad way? In a bad way?
In a good way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It makes my toes curl.
The
Don't say it again.
Visually.
Don't say it again.
I'll say it. Look.
Visually, it is very beautiful. It's very impressive.
Wild. So, I was just gonna say this. So I know the first Avatar, I think's on. It was on, probably still is on D+. So, if this is on Max, I know. So the Avatar's done by 20th Century Fox, a while ago, I don't know if you guys remember the news when Disney Plus purchased a handful of rights from 20th Century Fox. Do you remember that? We were doing the podcast.
Yeah. I thought Disney purchased 20th Century
No,
Fox.
they purchased a chunk of it. It's like they purchased like 70% or 40%,
Gotcha.
one of the two. It's either a little less than half or a little more than half. Can't remember. And so I just thought it was interesting that they would have the first one on D+, and then the next one on the Warner Brothers kind of platform.
What?
Yeah.
Max is kind of...
Wait, what? What is?
HBO Max. Max.
The Way of Water.
It's on Max? I thought it was on Disney Plus.
No, it's on
both.
Max.
It's on both right now.
Oh, okay,
It's on
that's
both.
cool.
Well, I'm wanting to figure out, did Max are they willing to pay a lot of money for it?
Yes.
Or is it because
Probably.
that, 20th Century has also deals with Max and
Probably.
Disney, and so they
Probably,
can put it on both?
I'm curious.
I don't know.
I would love to see the back end of that. Who has more views on the same movie right now?
It's Max. Everyone's on Max
You
right
think?
now. Yeah, Max is... Look,
hate
Disney
saying
is
Max.
floundering.
I hate it. I hate saying Max.
Just let it be what it is. Call it MAX. if you want.
Did you guys not see the memes where it's like, what if Peacock shortened their name?
Guess what? Guess what? You watched it on Max?
I did.
I watched it on Disney Plus.
Did you really? Why?
I don't know. It's easier to hit Disney Plus. It
No,
was the
it's
first
not.
thing.
No, it's not. So look, I just think it's interesting, how streaming works, and I didn't know that we could be doing multiple deals like this. But I guess with a big film like Avatar, probably everyone wants to make a little.
I don't. Why we're talking about
bread.
this? I wasn't going to really bring it up, but I loved HBO Max's app. HBO Max. Max?
It's the same app.
No.
It just changed the color to blue instead of purple.
The interface and
the
the way
same.
you're like looking for things. I thought HBO Max was so good. They had good categories. They had good ways of finding things. Like you could find things that you wanted to watch, and it was like they had random categories. You're like, oh, this is interesting, and you'd go through it and be like, I actually want to watch this, and watch it. This is hard to find things.
I'd agree. I will say I like the fact that they have all of the Food Network stuff.
They got TLC, which
Bro.
curse them.
I don't care about TLC.
Curse
Yeah,
them.
but
Kenzie
it's
has been
hard
watching
to
nothing
find.
but 90 Day Fiance for the past 2 weeks, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Throw on some Guy Fieri and really just roll out, brother.
I hate cooking shows. I hate it. I don't like. Okay, look, all the stuff they added to HBO Max is not my cup of tea.
You don't like any cooking shows? Good Eats?
Pretty much. No,
Dinner
Good Eats.
Dragon,
I was okay with Cutthroat Kitchen because there is an element of danger in that. Dangerous in like
American Chef?
I don't like it.
Bro.
I hate cooking shows. I hate them.
I just think the app is too. It's
Talking about licensing, Oppenheimer is connected to Universal now.
Mm-hmm.
It's, it
has been.
Chris Nolan switched from WB to Universal, which I don't know that we've talked about.
Hold on, has he always been? He's always been Warner Brothers.
It's always been Warner Brothers.
yeah.
Truly.
But also tied to Universal, Illumination. So potentially Oppenheimer could open up with the Minions. Ba, 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 ba.
Hold on.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh man.
Bum, bum. Now I will say this.
Yeah. Say
I
it.
could have swore I've seen a Universal in front of a Chris Nolan film.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
But he's done a lot of Warner Brothers.
I don't know.
We should thank Karina.
Look, thank you, Karina, for being a Patreon supporter.
Yeah.
You're the best. And, Karina has chosen to support us
She has.
over here on Patreon, and she gets cool, exclusive stuff. Basically, what she gets is podcasts a week early.
Yeah.
She gets clips from the podcast if she prefers clips, early. You get
Trying to do some
exclusive
background
content.
music.
What did we just talk about? We just did a video recently
About the Chosen
about
stuff.
The Chosen, which we teased last week. But, we also did some stuff on the secrets of Hillsong. We get into the weeds when it comes to the controversy.
We get into the
at times
nitty-gritty.
over on Patreon. We also did one, on Jonathan Majors a few weeks ago that
Mr.
we didn't talk about. And I know he's deep in controversy. For some reason, we've been holding our controversial topics for the Patreon. So if that's your your cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
You get it exclusively over there. So if you are interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, getting your name shout out during videos and mid-roll and podcasts,
Yeah.
go to the link in the description. Select the tier that best fits your content needs. We love you. Thank you, Karina, for supporting the podcast.
So this might not be news by the time it comes out on YouTube, to be honest. But I think there's an aspect of this I'd like to touch on.
Okay.
So let's flip on the slide, and then I think it's funny. You should read that just because it's funny.
Our therapist keeps saying we have to stand up for ourselves. So here we are. Sorry.
We're giving a small.
This other one says, I like your offer as much as you like an angry female lead.
Nice.
Yeah. Sheesh.
That's
These people are kind of pathetic.
yeah.
If you didn't think the writers were pathetic in Hollywood,
Yeah.
this kind of shows how pathetic they are.
talking about angry female leads, talking about their therapy.
Oh man, did you guys
sessions?
We're giving an update on the
writer's
strike.
I don't want to take away from the writer's strike.
Yeah.
But did you guys see that trailer for that? It's like called Numani or something.
No.
It's like a cartoon thing.
No,
Yeah.
I missed it.
It was like the most generic. Like
Should I pull it up?
Yeah. No.
no.
You were talking about George Martin. You saw a video of George Martin
saw a
here.
video of George Martin
Doing a protest.
strike, and we're never gonna get Winds of Winter.
No,
We're never gonna get
Wait,
the song.
was
of
he
Spring.
joining the protest?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He instead of writing Winds of Winter,
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones.
the whatever 5th Game of Thrones book, he's out here doing this instead. Dude, get your book written.
Yeah, you're old.
Get it written.
You don't have time to strike.
Finish this book because we all know
You paid pretty good.
the Song of Spring. You're never gonna write. He's gonna die before Song of Spring.
I mean, he's not like giving it to somebody. Maybe he's
What
like
if he drops both of them at the same
he's
time?
holding a sign during the day and then writing at night.
No, he's not.
He's
You
not
don't think?
writing.
No,
he's
he's
getting
not.
lazy in his old
He's
age.
late. Yeah,
Probably.
it's gonna be a Robert Jordan thing, where the writer passes away before they finish the series.
Probably.
And somebody's gonna step in.
I don't know who can step in and write as
Well,
good as him. I mean, there is people,
There's
but
that. It was interesting what they did with Robert Jordan, hiring like a new writer on the scene with Sanderson. They might do something similar.
yeah.
So go ahead.
Go to our thing. I just want to.
How long has it been? How long has this strike been going?
It
Over a
probably
month.
says
Month
3.
and a half?
4. I think this is the 4th week.
6th week.
6th week. Okay.
A month and a half. What'd I
So, I'm just gonna briefly describe this second paragraph. The directors, America standing gains,
Closer.
including. Okay, so they've made progress on wages and the streaming stuff, according to this article.
say? Streaming residuals.
Yeah, but
So a type of royalty.
yeah, but I think this last line.
As guardrails against artificial intelligence.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I actually listened to a podcast on this. I can't remember who it was. I think it was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
So, just right off the bat, I want to say this before you get
Enhance.
into that.
Enhance
Yeah.
more.
So we have seen in Hollywood, there's been a big thing where traditional Hollywood they put in your script, in your contract, like stuff for movie theaters, and we've seen a lot of actors in the past couple of years like having to take these companies to court, saying like they're making a lot of money on streaming services and stuff, and that's not in my contract because there was not such thing as Disney Plus 4 years ago
When I was signing these agreements.
Yeah, so it's interesting now that the writers are thinking kind of ahead and saying like artificial intelligence, stuff like that, kid that can write scripts.
It's not thinking ahead. The director of John Wick, who was on Joe Rogan, he brought this up towards the end of the podcast. He was saying, as much as it doesn't matter what you really think about the writer's strike, as far as your opinions, he said the rest of America doesn't really care right now about it. They're just observing it happen. The problem is this is inevitable. It has to be addressed because with writing specifically, artificial intelligence voids out the job. It just does. I mean, ChatGPT, which is a free software, can write you a script, and anybody can look at that and just make altercations to that story. Now, the thing is, writers are over here trying to write comedy, or they're trying to write dialogue for characters. There's a lot that they're doing, a lot of genres, but the thing is, ChatGPT is what AI is right now. What it does best is writing. It just is. And
does
so
art pretty well too.
it does art good, but it's also not replacing artists, because there is something tactile or I guess analog right now that
I don't know.
people
Have you seen
appreciate
my
with art.
gorilla?
Look, I'm not saying
I'll pull up this
there's
gorilla
not.
for
There's
you
definitely
guys.
appreciation for AI art, and I like artists combining, AI art in their own skill. I think that's pretty cool.
Check that out. That's a gorilla.
Hold it closer, bro.
Hey,
Get it closer.
I'm
Sorry,
like-
didn't mean to hit you. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's not
But all I'm saying is that he said this is inevitable and it has to happen. It honestly, it kind of has to happen now, because executives before the strike was happening were already like, we don't need all these writers.
Well, this strike, I think, is more. It is about getting paid. It's also about, and I don't mean to get too conspiratorial.
Okay.
They want to know who's controlling the AI. Who's going to be in charge of what the AI writes, what it gets to write.
They also probably just want to know how the executives are going to utilize it.
Right. And
Right.
why? And also, why are executives in charge of the AI?
They're not. Everyone is. It's just that executives will utilize it for their continued
Right.
money making for their business.
So who is in control of what the AI does, how much it writes, how much it's adding to
The point of AI is that it's
yeah.
it's self-governed.
Well, that's no. I mean
controls itself.
between the two groups, you have executives and you have writers, right?
Okay. Oh.
And direct. Who's in control of the
right,
AI?
Right. So
Do
are
I
writers,
get to train the AI and say I want it to do these things, and then when it gives me a script, I get to make all the changes and
right?
write it out and be like, all right,
are the
that cut
writers
down on the
using
process, yeah. Or are the executives the ones that get to use it?
That's true, and it's not like the executives are necessarily the writer. It's just like you don't have to have as many writers, and this is and again I bring this up because I found the conversation on the podcast interesting. Joe Rogan reminded me of when Andrew Yang was running for president, right? He brought up automated industry. So he was talking about truckers. He's saying there's a lot of industries in America, and he wasn't even talking about AI. He was just talking about automation. He said, what is going to happen when truckers and families that rely on the trucking business is no longer real? Because truckers have about 10 years before they have about 10 years before there's no more man truckers, and it's all automated as far as transportation of goods. And so that is going to leave a huge hole in the economy, because truckers, they got one thing that they're good at, and that goes across every they got one thing they've invested their entire career into.
I'm gonna say it's a little bit longer for gas haulers.
Maybe
For people
gas
that
haulers,
actually
but-
put the gas into the gas pumps.
Well, you're getting specific because you know.
No.
about it.
I'm saying because you have to have somebody who takes off the hoses, who puts it into the
right.
the gas hole, and fills everything up and
Sure.
puts the hoses back. And plus, you've got to maneuver traffic, get your load backed up in there, and all of it has to work out. I don't know that the AI is in a place where it can.
Well,
where
it's
it can
not. It's not
calculate
necessarily AI. I mean, we already have self-driving cars.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
what I
it's-
mean. The
yeah.
computers aren't at a point where they can pull up to a shell that's like
The
got this
infrastructure is
much
not
room.
there for that
We're gonna
process
have
yet.
to change a lot. But you're right. I think especially with transportation of
Yes.
goods.
Just in general, there's, and it lends itself to the same thought with AI, because AI is a whole nother thing, because it's affecting the creatives, like the writers. It's affecting my job with editing, with design. It doesn't replace me, but I need to learn how to utilize it so I become better. There's a lot of aspects to this that it's just going to overnight leave millions of jobs obsolete. obsolete. And that's a serious thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big problem. And so, yeah, this is inevitable. And we do need to start making some definitions on the use of AI because strikes are gonna hit almost every industry like the writers is right now, you know?
But can that AI, tell corny jokes like The Clear Life?
They can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easily. Like they could probably do that. You barely.
Can they tell the racist jokes I tell?
All you'd have to do is type in Joshua. They're on it. No, AI even I think 2 lawyers were submitting papers that and somebody noticed that they were obviously written by like ChatGPT.
Right.
So they were trying to get away with it, see how much they could get away with not having to write lawyer stuff.
Yeah.
Law stuff.
Yeah.
This is really important to people's lives.
Yes.
That doesn't need to be written by AI.
No.
That needs to be written
Human
by
touch.
Humans.
Because then you start getting into the unsympathetic side of things.
Do you spend a lot of money and time training an AI on only law?
Yeah.
Dude, the law, ChatGPT law?
No, AI already can pass the board
Yeah.
instantly. So ChatGPT already knows the law.
Off topic a little bit, but did you listen to Ear Biscuit a couple weeks ago?
No, I skipped it.
About the graduation speeches?
Yeah, I skipped that one. Yeah, I haven't listened.
So, Rhett and Link, they went back to their university and did the commencement speech for the university they graduated from. They were what did they graduate with?
University of North Carolina.
Yeah,
I think,
what did they
like
graduate with? They were
they were engineers.
Engineers, yes. So they went to the engineer graduation and kind of presented speeches, and Rhett.
Hi, we're two YouTubers.
Yeah, we're YouTube famous.
Rhett did in his speech, he said, like, it was all about, and you kind of have to listen to it. I'm just going to paraphrase. He was like, you just need to find happiness in your life wherever you end up, because I went to school to be an engineer and then I ended up being a YouTuber. But in his speech, he said he took ChatGPT and gave him a prompt that an engineer, a person who went to engineering school, he said, build me this and this. And ChatGPT did it. And he's like, so your jobs might be obsolete in like a couple years, but you need to find happiness. And
right.
It was a whole thing.
He was just being honest with him.
Yeah.
He's saying like, look, and you just spent a lot of money getting a degree in engineering.
And ChatGPT
and AI can already do your job. So
yeah.
That's rough. And this striking stuff, this is what I was thinking, because they just created a completely automated, no person there McDonald's.
Oh wow!
It delivers, has a drive-through and everything. Delivers.
I bet
your
their
food
ice cream machine is broken. It's broken,
or it's perfectly in good condition. But that's the first. It's the first thing, right? So, and imagine once this hits companies like Amazon. There are a ton of people employed by Amazon. Yeah. What happens when delivery? What happens when warehouse work? Everything is no longer requiring humans. Imagine just the strike that would be internal at Amazon. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, that's what I have to say about AI.
Any conclusions from your point of view?
We'll see where the strike ends
we'll
up
see.
at.
We'll see.
It might be, they might have some kind of conclusion, but probably not by the time this comes out.
There's another strike building, a actors and directors strike.
Sheesh.
And that could happen. That could happen
who's leading that one?
That could happen in August and go till like November.
Man, we're never gonna get House of the Dragon season 2. The reason, I'm gonna be honest with you, fellas, and
I would hope you're always honest with us.
No, I'm gonna be very honest with you. You know why I put this as one of my segments? Because I had nothing else. Because the stupid writer's strike. There was nothing to talk about.
There's
the only thing that we have is like films that are coming out. People are doing a bunch of movie reviews.
Are you saying we're going to be hitting a real dry spell in probably the next 6 months?
Probably.
We're going to have to change
in terms of years. This strike will affect movies and TV shows for the next 4 to 5
Not
years.
if we write our own stuff. Not if we be doing our own.
Well, this is what we can do as a little inside baseball. We can just go backwards. We just get into the details with all the films from the past.
Let's put down the baseball and pick up a softball.
Okay.
I did that today. I played some softball today.
Wait, okay, this is what?
Yeah. Played some Minnesota softball. You guys ever played
Minnesota?
How does
what's the
Minnesota
difference
do it
from
different?
Minnesota?
So apparently,
This is totally off topic, but sure.
yeah. Apparently, Minnesota softball is each inning is 5 minutes.
Oh, so it's not by outs.
No, it's each inning is 5 minutes, and your goal is to get as many people up to bat as possible. So you have one. You can if
Sounds
you,
like you went and hung out with a bunch of homeschoolers.
they're old people, but
Yeah.
So
Basically
Your team was probably knocking it out of the park.
dude, it was the young people versus the old people.
Oh.
People under 40 versus people over 40, and the rules are if you hit a foul, you're done.
Yeah.
If you miss, you're done.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to hit the ball, and then you run to third, then second, then first.
Backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, you do it backwards. And that's kind of Minnesota softball.
That's fun.
They whooped us.
The old
The
people.
oldies?
The old people
Wow. Yeah.
destroyed us.
How'd you hit the ball?
I hit the ball twice. I'm terrible at hitting the ball.
You don't watch the ball.
I've never been good at. I just don't practice.
The trick to hitting anything, baseball, softball, you gotta watch it. It's like when you're playing golf. You don't ever pay attention to where you swing at. You always keep your eye on the ball.
No,
Always.
I agree, and I've never played enough baseball.
Never got good at keeping your eye on the
never
ball.
got good at it.
Baseball and softball, not my thing. I'll play soccer. I'll play ultimate. I'll play, volleyball. But baseball is not my thing. I can't stand it.
It was really fun though. When somebody swings and they get a foul, they're done. Or they don't hit the ball and they're done, and it's just next person.
It's fast.
And so like one of the pastors on the old team, he hit the ball, he ran around, he got to third where I was on third base, and then he went home and got scored, right? And then
I don't know if you call him scored in baseball.
it goes so fast that in like a minute and a half he was back on third.
Right.
Because the old people were hitting the ball every time.
Yeah, they've been practicing this Minnesota
Right?
softball.
Young people, we were all,
You just rely on your young athleticism.
Right.
The fact that your age.
No, it was funny, dude. They were hitting the ball and just jogging to the bases.
Wow.
Yeah, they got something to prove.
The old ladies were beating us, man.
They got something to prove, these old
They have
ladies.
nothing to prove.
No, they got something to prove.
that's-
that
no.
they can still whoop
No.
tail.
Yeah.
We, the young people, have something to prove.
No,
We have to
you
prove.
come into it assuming you're going to be better because of your age.
We're faster,
Yeah.
we're stronger, we're
No.
smarter. The old people are like, we know we have the skills. We don't have anything to prove, right? This is one of our last softball games ever.
Yeah, probably.
Y'all have more softball games ahead of you than we have ahead of us.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we can play like there's no tomorrow because there might not be. And they whooped us. It was, seriously, it was like 15-8.
Wow, nice.
Funny.
I kind of want to play me.
I made it around once, and I don't think it even counted.
Why? You didn't get a single score?
No.
You didn't hit it right, or you weren't fast enough?
So no. I was fast enough. By the time I hit the last ball, I was getting it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I know how the pastor throws. I know when the ball is going to be at the right place for my bat, and I know where to stand.
Okay.
I've figured it out. I started dialing it in, but the game started finishing up by then, so I
Yeah.
didn't really have time to really dial in my technique.
Yeah. There's someone that's fast. He's gonna be in the theaters not too soon.
Not too soon?
Soon. Soonish. His name's Ezra Miller, but he playing the Flash.
Their name.
The Flash.
I believe Ezra.
Is they?
Them. Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little tier list now.
Okay.
I wanted to go through and watch these clips for these things, but because of copyright, because of YouTube, we can't officially show them on YouTube. So you guys can go and watch them on your own time, and we're just gonna kind of talk about them here and rank them. give us a tier list.
Right.
The best speedster moments on film.
Yeah.
Basically is what we're going to be doing.
Nice.
I was thinking about this heavily at work the other day.
Unprompted.
I was thinking about, I prompted Josh with the idea.
I asked Wyatt, and he kind of gave me.
I was thinking about, I was like, man, what are some of the best cinematic speedster
moments? Like slow motion running scenes. Now,
remind me this guy. I feel like I know him.
Quicksilver. That's Quicksilver, and that's also Quicksilver.
On?
That's
X-Men.
from X-Men.
Okay, so
I've seen. Yes, I know Quicksilver.
I'm gonna run through.
I don't know him.
That's A-Train from The Boys.
I never watched The Boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through all the characters, and then we'll talk about them. So we got the Dash from Incredibles. We got Quicksilver from X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
We got Quicksilver from Avengers, Marvel. We got A-Train from The Boys. We got Sonic the Hedgehog. We got the Flash, Ezra Miller, and then we got the Flash from the TV show.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots of, and there are I want
speedsters here.
I want to before we get into this, there are so many speedsters. I was thinking about how many there are on film.
Yeah.
There's so many superhero TV shows and movies. There's a speedster in just about every one of them.
Yeah, every vampire from Twilight's a speedster.
So, yes. And also like Superman and Wonder Woman kind of have like speedster-esque moments.
Yeah.
But they're not speedsters, so I don't include them in this list. I just kind of wanted the main ones.
We also didn't include the squirrel from Over the Hedge, even though he has a pretty dope Hammy.
Yeah.
He has a pretty dope speedster
that was
scene.
Funny.
Dude,
He
actually
probably is
Why
one of
is
the most
Hammy
iconic.
not on this list?
I honestly didn't think about it until
Steve
you said
Carell.
right there. That's funny.
No, there's one TV show I watched where the speedster is he grows old. He's moving so fast that his cells are growing older. So he starts as like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
But as he uses his power, by the end of the day, he's like 80.
Dang.
It's like, dang, that kind of don't ruin speedsters for me.
yeah. And there's a lot of vampires out there, but
we're not. No, this is
concluding that.
specifically superheroes and superheroes with powers that their power specifically is super speed.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to figure out who the best.
Let's start with Dash.
Yeah.
Dash. I don't feel like I'm going to be going down easy. Well, I mean, on my opinions.
Oh, on your opinions
for
for
this
this?
list.
So I already, when I was looking at this list, I know who, in my opinion, has the coolest moment.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool moments here, but
You think Ezra's got the coolest moment?
no.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is a conversation.
He does have a very cool moment. His movie's not the best, but have you seen some of the stuff for Sonic? I love Sonic's speedster moments. He has quite a few of them.
Are we starting with Sonic?
No,
No.
we said we'd start with Dash.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Dash, but I think Sonic has some cool moments.
As a safety, I'd put Dash in. I got to control it off screen.
Yeah, I didn't do this in.
I have to control it off.
Yeah.
I would put Dash.
Yeah,
on
let's
A.
just start because I
with
want
A
to.
tier.
I was
That's
thinking
good.
about when I was thinking about this at work. I was thinking every speedster nowadays, there's kind of like a really epic slow-mo scene.
Yeah.
And we really love slow-mo as human beings. There's something about it that's really pleasing to our eyes. Dash has one of the best speedster scenes that's not slow-mo.
Which
it's
Yes.
all in real time, and it is hectic, and it's crazy, and it's awesome.
Which
Yeah.
are you talking about?
In The Incredibles, the first
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, which moment?
Where he's being chased throughout the jungle.
And he
Everybody
runs on
knows
water
the
for the
movie.
first time.
Yeah, but he's being
Yeah,
chased.
okay.
There's dudes in like vehicles that are chasing him. They're like coming in to
was
like cut his
reminiscent of,
throat. He's grabbing vines. He's punching people.
It was reminiscent of Return of the Jedi with the speedsters through the forest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It truly and it actually sound effect wise takes a lot of cues from that movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's really one of the best just speedster scenes that's in real time. It's beautiful. It's
awesome.
really well done.
Yeah, I think A tier,
He's a
and then we
good-
can adjust as
That's one thing.
First opener.
That's one thing that I think we should probably define, because for some people, like we saw with the Flash, when they move, and also this character, I can't ever remember his name.
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. When you move into the slow motion realm,
most of them have slow motion scenes.
It does the hammy thing. You know what I mean?
Everybody paused.
It's like the world's paused and you have control over your movements. We never see that Dash responds
he's not
that way.
moving quite that fast.
So he's a little slower.
Yeah. Now he's processing information. Actually, he seems to be processing
He's tripping
information.
and stuff.
Yeah, he's processing information quickly, but not as quickly as he could be. So I imagine as he gets older, he would be
Come into that skill.
Yeah, he would probably be moving much faster and catching things quicker.
You know what I would love
Which almost
to
makes
see?
me want to put him down on B tier.
No, let's leave him up on A simply because of how good the scene is.
You know what I would love to see is
We gotta get through this.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I
reminisce
wanna,
too long.
since you guys don't know A Train,
Yeah, I don't know. He's the least I don't know.
as
in
a
this
he's
list.
as a speedster, they kind of make him a joke. He's like, "Oh, you're fat."
Yeah.
Well, actually, they make the Deep a joke more.
Right.
He's like, "You're Aquaman. You can talk to fish." Big whoop. He's fast and he's very self-conscious and
Right.
like he runs through a woman,
Yeah.
like obliterates her, disintegrates her when she sets out, and it's a wild scene. But I don't think he's not, he's as a speedster, he's newer, so he's not as established. I'm gonna say C.
See?
Okay.
I like
Let's
that.
just go ahead and place him at C. As far as a character,
Yeah.
I'd say he's probably character development wise, he's probably higher, but C is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the two Quicksilvers.
So
Let's start with
the one you're selected?
no, the
the
other
other
one,
one?
because he has one.
Yeah, where he tries to grab the hammer and then he kind of
he has one really good. He's in one movie.
No,
Age of Ultron.
He's in Age of Ultron.
That's
and
it.
That's it.
I thought he was in 2 movies.
And he
No.
has some
That's
really
the thing.
good.
The emotional weight that that what's her face has about him throughout all the next movies and shows like WandaVision.
Yeah.
He
It's
wasn't
based
in,
on-
he wasn't in very much for there to be that much intense, emotional weight regarding him.
He's good. And his speedster moments are good, where he's running and he's jumping around, and things aren't moving like super slow, but they're moving slower.
Yeah.
And it looks really good in the Age of Ultron movie. But he just didn't have enough time to shine. He only had the one movie. And
Right.
Dash
That's true.
too, but Dash I think is
So the
Yeah,
question
B,
is,
super
I would say
iconic.
B.
the
Yeah.
question is for you, because I agree with what you're saying. In basing it off of what's his face from The Voice, where do you think he falls? Is he better or worse than on the same plane?
I think he's definitely on C tier, but he's going to be above A Train.
I would say B. I like
tier?
I like his
Okay, low B tier. Let's put him
Yeah.
low B tier.
I like
just put him like right there. Yeah,
So you think? I mean, I don't have a hard opinion about him. I didn't have
he's
any
good,
issue, right?
but he's only got the one movie and basically one good speedster scene.
Mhm.
Whereas we get quite a bit of Dash personality wise.
Yeah.
oh, of course.
So
He's
the
main character for
other
the film.
Quicksilver, I think he's a little bit better than this Quicksilver.
Okay, so I like the
vibe of this Quicksilver.
This
better.
Quicksilver has 2. Arguably, he has a lot of Quicksilver moments and 2 really, really incredible slow motion speedster scenes.
I mean,
and
look at that
he
mac and
also
cheese
comes
flying.
in on WandaVision.
Yeah, so the first one everybody knows as when he's running around stopping all the guards who are trying to keep them from escaping prison. It's like,
That scene, the scene that I have.
First thing
Right
that
there.
I'd like to do.
Was
And then
that
the
was that on
second
The
one-
Last Stand or something?
No,
No,
that
it
was
was,
in Days of Future Past.
Oh,
And then
gotcha.
X-Men Apocalypse, he's no. Yes. He
First
steps
Class,
in.
I thought.
No, he's not in First Class. And then in Apocalypse he steps in with the bump 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 bump. Sweet
Right.
dreams are made of these.
Yeah.
Which I think is a better slow motion
Yeah.
scene.
Okay.
He's A tier for me. Actually,
Yeah, I
he's
would
actually
agree.
S tier for me. Personally.
He's better than Dash, yes. I would
Yeah.
agree he's better than Dash.
He's in all.
He's better than Dash.
Well, he's not really in all 3. They sideline him in the third one, the Phoenix movie. Just because he's too good of a character.
He really is better than Dash.
He's too fast.
I would say
good.
He's better than Dash.
So they sideline him.
He's
S tier for me.
I thought I'd be more argumentative, but I'm not terribly disagreeing with all these points.
No.
Now, maybe we will say something about this. I've only seen moments of Sonic. I haven't seen either of the full films.
So I have not officially watched the Sonic movies, but I have seen speedster moments because I wanted to look him up for this.
Do you think we could look up a speedster moment?
If we do not show the video, we probably can get away with it.
Okay, I'll
we could probably show a few seconds.
Just stay on me, like you guys.
Yeah, I know how to edit it. I'll
just
Let's do speedster moment from Sonic.
Yeah.
Or Sonic slow-mo moment.
Okay.
Slow-mo moment.
But Sonic 1?
Yeah, sure. I haven't seen the second Sonic movie yet. I have seen the first one. With James Marsden.
Is it this first one? Second one?
It's the one, probably with the one where he's in a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. It's in a bar. It's a bar scene.
So there's also a baseball scene. Oh yeah,
yeah, the baseball scene where he's playing
cool.
He's playing baseball by himself
with
himself.
Is so
that really
cool.
is a well done.
That's
scene.
the one I want to watch. That's the scene I want to watch. Just leave it.
But he has a Quicksilver scene here.
Here, it's 4 minutes. Skip ahead a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
You're gonna need to.
We'll go forwards more.
Yeah.
Like a good ways.
Right. Yeah. Right in there.
Right in there.
Okay.
But yeah, he's running around. He's doing all the things you do as a speedster.
Oh, okay. Let me back up.
You push.
I need to see him start the speedster bit. Oh, he's just okay. So yeah, so it starts. So he's doing it's the moment from Hammy, you know.
Yeah.
So when everything's frozen,
and you're running around, you're a little bit faster than everybody else. This was in the Black Adam movie. They had a pretty good slow-mo scene where Black Adam comes out and he's just a little bit faster than everything that's happening. And he's pushing propellers and putting grenades in people's mouths and that kind of stuff.
There is also a baseball scene that I saw that is so cool where he's like playing baseball basically with himself. Like
it really is a good scene. And then I haven't seen the second one, but I imagine there's probably
the music really sells this. I'm sure.
I could save time in a bottle. First thing that I
all right, I get the gist of this. So I would say
I would put him
Sonic
above Dash.
Personally,
Sonic's iconic.
I would put him above Dash.
He is iconic, but the movie Sonic?
No, the movie's not great.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
They just did what we saw in Over the Hedge.
Yeah. And
it's nothing different.
In Days of Future Past and in a number of other films that we've seen.
If we're going to say that scenario is done most interesting, I don't want to get too far ahead, but Ezra Miller's Flash, where they tackle the concept of
Ezra Miller's better than the Flash.
Of him interacting in that in that realm, that speed realm.
The Speed Force.
The Speed Force, like a mere poke can obliterate something. That is such a better concept.
Ezra Miller is
Sonic. He's just
he's
taking
better.
pictures and giving people wedgies.
I would say Sonic's better than Dash.
I don't think he's better.
No. That we've seen what we just saw. What we see with Sonic, we've seen it before. You know.
I think the Dash's scene is better because we've seen that slow mo before.
Yeah,
and the baseball scene is really solid.
I don't think I'm going to win this argument, but I disagree.
No. He's in A tier.
I put him in B tier.
No, A tier.
No.
Put him in A tier. He's with Dash. He's just not better than Dash.
I don't know.
Come on.
If I'm being honest, I think this Quicksilver might be more interesting to me than Sonic.
No, you haven't seen it. Just trust us here.
What's Sonic's classic catchphrase?
Trust us here.
You know Sonic.
Just trust us
I
here.
love chili dogs. Yeah, that one.
Shadow
has a gun.
Trust us here. Okay. Now Ezra Miller's is better than the Dash and his Sonic.
To be honest,
he's definitely A tier.
I only really I obviously haven't seen The Flash yet, but I really only like Ezra Miller's Flash for that one scene.
So
but that's what I'm judging his speech.
Here's what's gonna be a decide. The Flash movie coming out.
I think it's gonna be good though.
the Flash movie coming out is going to be the decider. What
we
kind
haven't
of
seen it yet.
We haven't seen it. What kind of Flash moments are we gonna get? Because we're gonna have 2 Ezra Miller Flashes in this movie. What kind of speedster moments are we getting in this movie?
I think they're gonna be incredible.
Reverse Flash gonna be in this? What kind of super fast moments? I know Supergirl's in it. She's very fast. What kind of super speed are we getting in this movie? That's really important to me. Because I love that Justice League.
I think it's going to be good.
It's a crime that it was cut from the Joss Whedon version, where he pokes the glass. His shoes disintegrate around his feet. He's moving so quickly. He touches the glass, and it warps and becomes like water for a second, and then it shatters. And then he steps out. The concrete underneath his feet is breaking.
Yeah.
And
he's walking. He's being gentle.
Yeah, and he reaches up and he grabs the girl and he moves her with the momentum that she was already going in, spins her around, and then lays her on the ground.
And he's extremely gentle.
He pulls a Sonic. He throws a hot dog in his pocket. Sonic did that.
I'm gonna be honest. I might be labeling this.
Now listen. Hold on. Listen.
I think so too.
Listen.
I'm listening.
He is not better than Quicksilver.
No, he is.
No. The character is annoying,
right.
And he's only got the one scene.
I don't like Ezra Miller as an actor, but he's the best thing in that movie.
So Quicksilver is a character that everybody loves from those movies. He's got two really good speedster scenes.
But I think Ezra Miller's a little better.
Ezra Miller's not better yet. When the second movie comes out,
that's true.
When the second movie comes out, if there's some scenes,
I think he is.
I think I like Quicksilver as a character better.
I disagree.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah,
I think I prefer Quicksilver.
There's more evidence right now.
Look, I like the scene from Zack Snyder's Justice League. I like it more. It's a more interesting concept on Speedster.
Well, you guys are wrong.
If you take the character,
you guys are wrong.
Which we do have to do. We do have to take the whole character because we're pitting 2 Flashes against each other. We have to take the character.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're wrong.
We're not wrong right now. But the Quicksilver has more movies under his belt, more moments under his belt, and he hasn't choked anybody.
I'm not talking about Ezra Miller as a character, as a
human being. No, you're right, but still, I don't think there's enough
marshmallows. Something cooking.
I don't think so. He doesn't have the on-screen time.
Right.
Quicksilver has more time on screen.
Well, because he's fast. He's quicker than Quicksilver.
I don't know.
If we're talking about who is truly the fastest out of this group.
Flash, 100%.
Flash is like iconically
what we see
ever.
of the Flash in the Justice League movie, he outruns time so fast that he reverses it.
Yeah. So the point is not who's fastest.
And that is a truly epic scene as well.
So maybe you should bump him up.
It's not as good as, Quicksilver rocking in Sweet Dreams.
How about this? In a later season, once we see the Flash, we may come back to this and revise it.
We can absolutely revise it.
We can revise it later if the Flash holds up, or it's potential.
We're never going to come back and revise it. You guys are just trying to convince me.
They're both in S tier. I don't know what the.
You guys
look. If we're calling it an S tier, then it's an S tier, and
so let's get down to the CW.
I would say, in my opinion, this guy is either B or C tier. But he's B tier after this Quicksilver. So
definitely better.
I don't know how him and the boy's character is.
First 2 seasons of this Flash are really good.
Yeah,
they're really enjoyable. Just
I defer
for some
to you guys, I've never.
Just
seen
for some TV superhero, he's really good. It's very enjoyable.
Is the show similar to like Green Arrow? Or something?
It's very similar. So
as later seasons go on, he's not as good, and it's visually it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But there were some scenes in the shows where the speedstering around was really good.
Right.
And so I would say he's probably upper B tier.
Okay.
All right, I'll put that. So better than
Quicksilver?
From Avengers?
No.
From Avengers?
No, I would say he's less than Quicksilver.
Yeah.
He's right behind Quicksilver.
And he is as far as a character goes, a better Flash. Or a better Barry Allen. He is
Yes,
Ezra
I would
Miller?
agree.
Yeah, so Ezra Miller's like autistic Barry Allen. I forget this actor's name. I used to know what's his name?
He is a better Ezra Miller.
I
mean, he's a better Ezra Miller.
He's a better Ezra Miller. He is a better Barry Allen. He really is. He just kind of encapsulates the character, plays him, and looks like Barry Allen from the comic books.
Grant
Gustin. Yeah. He's even got a superhero name in real life.
That Grant Gustin's a superhero name. That's right.
Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
He does. I hate to say it though. It seems like he would play like the Flash on like Sky High.
Well, I mean, he's playing the Flash in the CW.
He looks like.
It's my dad.
We'll wrap up soon.
Yeah.
I don't want to necessarily. Yeah, he looks like he has a superhero face.
Honestly, if you think he's better than Avengers, Quicksilver, I disagree. I think he should just be right behind him. But if this is how you want to leave it,
I don't know if he's behind. He's definitely faster.
Well, we already said that's not a factor because Ezra Miller's way faster than this guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think he's keeping up.
Come on.
So, all right, so to total it off, we got Wyatt. Go down the list, will you?
Quicksilver, Ezra
From
Miller, Flash
X-Men.
from X-Men, Ezra Miller, Flash from Justice League, and the Flash movie. Dash from The Incredibles. Sonic from Sonic. That's A tier.
Sonic the
B
Hedgehog.
tier is
Grant.
Grant Gustin, Barry Allen, CW, Flash, and then the
Quicksilver.
Flash, the Quicksilver from Avengers,
Brother to Wanda.
Yeah, played by what's his name?
He's gonna be Kraven the Hunter.
It's what's his name? Something.
He also played on Bullet Train.
Yeah, it's like he's got like that Anya Taylor-Joy type name.
I don't know.
Let's see.
It's 3 names.
Why did I look up this? I could just say cast of
Bullet Train.
He's a much higher cat. Bullet Train film.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Is
his
that
name.
it?
Yep.
Aaron
Taylor Johnson.
He does sound a lot. He's also in Godzilla.
I really liked him.
You see why I think Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah. It's the same middle name.
I really liked him in Bullet Train. That's side note though. Go back to our tier
Hold
list.
on.
He's good.
A Taylor J.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
And Aaron
Taylor Johnson. It's very close. Dang.
Yeah. So people are talking about James Bond. Like the next James Bond is probably going to be a person of color. But if they were going to stick with our color, then Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, would be a good candidate.
We already discussed this.
He's a good
If we're going to stick with our color.
I mean,
freaking
you
okay.
mean me,
so
Joseph, and
finish off the list.
They're gonna make him a Mexican.
Aaron,
Mexican, Jaime Bond. Yeah,
Aaron Taylor Johnson's freaking Quicksilver,
and then
on
A-Train.
the B tier, and then on the C tier is A-Train from The Boys.
Yeah, and also he's a villain. He kind of sucks, and
Yeah.
he does drugs,
and he killed a little
and
lady.
he killed a lady.
But isn't that the whole show,
Bro,
Yeah.
that scene is brutal.
I have not seen that. Seen it.
I got to get into The Boys at some point.
You don't have to.
I feel like it would be right up my alley.
Maybe you'd like the first season 100%.
I don't know if I could.
I'll take a look at it. So yeah, that's our speed bit.
Yeah.
So
We got through that quick,
and
we're right on track.
So right. Let's put one foot in front of you. Let's. I want before we go to the next thing, I want to do a recommendation. All right.
Okay.
Reality. I knew you were gonna say that.
Reality.
Did either of you guys watch it since I talked to you about it?
Wait.
So
I don't remember
Sydney
you talking about
Sweeney is she's the
Blonde with big boobs from Euphoria.
right. Yeah, that's how you might know her. So Euphoria, she's one of the big stars in Euphoria. She was also season 1 of White Lotus.
And not to marginalize, she's a very good actress.
Yeah, really good.
She is very good.
And you see that more in this film, right? Because they're not doing the body thing in this film, which is important. So Reality is a interesting film. It's not too long. It's about 90 minutes, I think. Feels like a regular length film or an old time length film. And it is based on a true event, which is the lady who had access to confidential information about Russian involvement during the election with, President Trump.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was constantly going back and forth. She was the one who attempted to confidentially whistleblow, but without her name attached to it. Turns out she was found out, and the actual girl got 5 years in prison, almost being made an example, because the crime of the actual confidentiality of that document wasn't like top secret, you know what I mean? And there was stuff still redacted.
But she broke the law.
She broke the law, and they gave her 5 years in prison. So Sydney Sweeney plays that girl in this film, and the whole film is the cop recording, like an audio recording of the conversation of the event of when they go to her house. They conduct a search. They don't tell her what the search is for.
Yeah.
They're not
she
telling her
basically
anything.
she got swatted.
She got swatted, essentially, yeah, and it's by the FBI. And it is a very fascinating film because you are discovering, you don't know who it's about, you don't know what the nature of it is until it reveals itself at the end. And so you're learning it kind of along with her and the cops. Like the cops think they know what she did. And she doesn't know exactly why they're there, but she has ideas, maybe,
It could be because of the confidential documents that she released.
It could be, but
illegally.
she also, but
Why are
she
the cops
also,
here?
But she also was like, she was about, like, in 2 weeks, she was about to deploy. Like, she's been in this career for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So she didn't have any plans of going to prison. You know what I mean?
I don't think most people do.
Most people don't. So it's a very fascinating film on, I believe it's on Max.
Yeah, it is. I saw it.
You got to watch it. It's called Reality. It's really interesting, especially halfway through. It starts to get a bit wacky because towards the end of this recording, because they are asking specific questions about the stuff she released, there is stuff redacted from the recording. So they do really cool effects because it feels like an indie film. Kind of like an abstract indie film. So, like, sometimes they'll cut to a scrolling page, hearing the actors talking and seeing, like, the transcription from the recording, right?
Oh, they don't, like,
Stuff
have a scene where
redacted.
they're talking to each other and it's just like, wah, wah, wah,
No.
wah, 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 wah,
What
wah.
they do is they talk to each other, and when they say the word, it's like they, as a person, glitch out. It's still showing the room.
Cool.
They glitch out, and it's empty, and then they come back.
Mm-hmm.
So they
that
have
is cool.
There's a bunch of interesting techniques and styles that they do to, cover the redacted information.
It would be cool to
but
do this kind of thing where
You gotta
like,
watch it. It's really freaking cool.
You're filming the characters as they're walking and talking, and then they go behind a wall and you can't hear what they're saying, and then they come out from behind the wall and keeps going. Stuff like that. That would be sick.
You gotta watch it. It's really interesting. It's one of the more interesting films I've seen this year. Definitely. Reality. You gotta watch it. It's cool. It's not a big commitment. It's not too long of a film. And Sydney Sweeney's performance, wow, it's really freaking good.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. Definitely check it out. Hard recommendation if you got 90 minutes to spare at some point. But yeah, so that's all I had. What did you want to do to close out? Because we talked about this at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
You wanna?
this is the last time in this studio.
Yeah.
This is the last time.
Last
in
few
this
minutes, in fact.
studio. So let's really draw it out.
We just counting?
It's so hard.
No, I'm not singing. So what do you have for me? Do I go to it?
Yeah, sure.
Gosh.
So this, I don't know if people
Look
can
at us.
see. You can zoom in.
I
This
can't
was
zoom in. We're on slides.
No, I'm saying they can zoom in from YouTube.
Oh, I got you.
YouTube can zoom in. You can zoom in on YouTube.
Gotcha, you can.
This was the very first podcast recording. Were we still doing 20 minutes at this point?
No.
It was an hour.
We were doing an hour and a half, or try to do over an hour.
We were doing an hour at least.
Okay.
This was the very first pod recording when you got to Virginia Beach.
You're looking like, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That's just, the way your hair is.
That's Joshua's look. So, I'm looking like a lot more clean shaven, a lot more less hair.
Yeah.
Like you work at like a church.
Yeah.
Kind of. I was.
Well,
no, I was about a year and a half, 2 years off of working at a church, and Wyatt,
Yeah, but you
got a lot more facial hair now.
Yeah, I do.
You really leaned into your facial hair since
I went hard with the
the goatee,
facial
especially.
hair. Yeah, goatee.
You lost a few pounds.
Yeah. I feel like I've
definitely
gained a few pounds.
What do you mean?
I feel like I think I've gained like 5-10 pounds.
What, since you lost it?
It's not that much.
What, since you lost or something?
Yeah, since I lost.
But
recently.
dude, but you were getting kind of skinny, so. Yeah, you were getting kind of skinny.
Not that skinny.
Yeah, I could see you from a perspective of somebody else, and not you looking at yourself, getting a little thin.
I wasn't that thin.
Looking a little rail thin. You know what I'm saying? A little bit like Lydia. and so yeah, I mean, and we had a different setup. We had a triangle desk, which we got rid of that real quick.
Yeah, we were using the wooden background.
Yeah, your background was the TV. It was like sitting on a desk. There was a whole bunch that was weird with this setup, but we were trying to make it work. And we were doing
3 people.
We were doing guest podcasts.
Yeah.
That was a bit weird that first semester you got here, because we really like branched out and tried to talk to a lot of people. Get a lot of guests.
We did. We talked to a lot of people.
We did, and we have all those on, documented on the YouTube channel. But what do you think was the biggest moment in this studio for you?
Using a shotgun mic.
I am, because I didn't get one of these.
Yeah.
It took me a minute.
I don't know. Probably some joke I told was probably the best. Probably the top moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the best one.
I think there's a couple cool moments, and
a lot of exhausting moments in the studio. Like coming from working a full-time job and then coming
arguing. Yeah, lots of like bickering, arguing.
Yeah, I think for me it's probably
a lot of this me fixing my hat because I'm stressed out. Like
I can't. It's hard to quantify it. If I was to just throw something out there, I would say probably.
Hey, we should
talking
go 5
to
words or less.
I would say probably talking to the pop song professor, talking to Wayne from Pirates Forge, and probably the time when I backstabbed you about the best,
my god,
dude, my most triumphant moment
about the best sci-fi character outfit.
My most triumphant moment, I think, was getting the majority.
Well, who was it?
Wins.
It was Ryan Gosling from Blade Runner.
My ship, my costume. Your weapon,
Yondu's arrow,
and then
best fit,
and then it was Rocket Raccoon. Who brought Rocket?
I think you brought Rocket.
Was it me?
Yeah. I think you
so
got
I got like
4.
3 out of 4. Dude, that was a big moment.
And the thing is, there was
the Ryan Gosling coat.
Tom Hardy.
So
the betrayal was Tom Hardy's outfit from Mad Max versus Ryan Gosling's outfit from Blade Runner.
Yeah,
and I guess the kids call it gaslit you.
Yeah. To
make you seem as though I really love Tom Hardy's outfit. And then when after definitely tens of minutes of arguing, I just flip-flopped and like, nah, I really like Ryan Gosling's
There's
outfit
definitely
better.
been a lot of time where you fools have been arguing, I'm just done, and I just like bow out.
There was that one time where you I don't remember, you were like not paying attention to anything and we just were staring at you.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
We were so mad.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That?
Yeah, because there was one time where you
were like
came
looking
to the
at
podcast,
your phone or something.
Yeah, you like checked out for a minute. I think you got pissed at one of us, and you checked out. It was probably you got pissed at me. You checked out, and we were trying to keep going, and I don't think you read our energy very well, but we both were just like,
I remember there was a solid
fuse.
real moment where we were like,
yeah. Good luck anybody who can find that moment, because I don't.
And then I
think
I broke it. I think I laughed.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, you made a joke to cut through the intensity.
Cut the tension. And then I want to say, you killed me with the Jeff Goldblum
impression.
You did a Jeff Goldblum for. I guess it was like Prince of Egypt, where you're like Moses.
Yeah. I would say I think the first biggest laugh we had in here was the wonton.
Was it?
I think that was the first big laugh.
That was pretty big.
It was what was it? It was a joke about a
Wookiee and a tauntaun.
Tauntaun.
Yeah.
And you threw in a wonton.
A wonton.
And man,
I was like,
us.
This is a throwaway joke, but it's funny to me.
It killed us. That was that was the biggest. That was the first big laugh I had in the studio.
And Josh, you were not doing your job.
And that was the first big laugh I had. And I've had a lot of big laughs since.
We weren't in the studio before you came. We were set up at his apartment.
Right. When we were in here was kind of.
So I've really put a lot of energy into it, like really permeated it with my
in this room,
my smells and my attitudes.
And your comments.
That's us reminiscing. I think we should.
You really trying to wrap this up quick?
Yeah, because I'm done reminiscing.
This is the end.
I want to talk about some more stuff. I want to talk about like what people can expect. What people that didn't hear our conversation on Patreon. I want to.
Things are going to be different.
Slow it down for a second.
Things are going to be different, but they are still going to be.
Right. We're still podcasting. We're still going to be interacting very similarly. Mm-hmm. For a little bit, we're going to be doing remote stuff. We're going to do our best to try to not make it feel like a cheap remote podcast, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to try to make sure we stay interactive. We're going to make sure that we are doing lots of cuts, high quality stuff like we are used to. And but yeah, as far as like in the room podcasting, we'll probably get one every blue moon whenever we're in town with each other. So, but it's not forever, just for a period of time. But I'm looking forward to it. Between that set for the studio content and the podcast, it's going to kind of simplify things in some way, and at the same time allow for new things. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting as far as like overall recording a lot of content in Virginia Beach. How many videos have we recorded in Virginia Beach?
So many.
There's been like
over 1,000.
Two podcasts that probably didn't come out because they were messed up or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We've had some a commentary that we lost.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to put up. We had a whole podcast with Seth and Sarah.
Yeah.
It was actually the Seth and Sarah commentary that didn't come out either.
Yeah.
It was how the Grinch stole Christmas.
Well, they're cursed, so we just don't.
Yeah.
They're not on our content.
We don't record with
together.
them anymore.
No, that's past us. That's Virginia Beach us that recorded with Seth and Sarah.
We'll actually be closer to them when we're in Georgia, so maybe we'll get some more recordings with them.
But dude, it will never work. It'll never get uploaded.
It'll work. We'll make it work.
No, the entire universe
we'll break
is against
the curse.
It's against it.
We'll break the curse.
Yeah. You guys gonna miss your ghost here at the?
Oh yeah, always shutting Josh's door, breathing down my neck.
What was his name?
Enrique.
Yeah, they've had a ghost for the past 2 years here, and he hasn't interrupted your sleep at all living
downstairs.
Here, right?
The witch. Yeah.
The witch. Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff that we'll have good and bad memories for here in Virginia Beach, but.
And my weird stories.
And
I've had some weird stories.
And you know what? Yeah, that's true. And you know what the craziest thing is? A lot of people can't say they have this. We have hundreds of documented periods of time for our entire season here.
Stories and stories of what we were doing here.
And what we looked like.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what our day or week to week was.
I just can't. I'm going to be upset.
What do you
cry.
mean?
I'm honestly going to be upset.
Don't cry.
It's been
Look, now it's time we end this. Now it's time we end this. Look, you can cry if you go and reminisce and watch podcasts, like older podcasts.
When I see you again.
If I'm gonna make a wager, if you wait too long and watch them like 6 months from now, you're just gonna cringe at it all. So don't wait too long if you want to reminisce.
Better to cringe than cry, in my opinion.
Better to cringe than cry.
Is that the new saying?
So,
just get a tattoo.
as far as
better to cringe.
Josh was gonna probably cry on his own accord.
Yeah.
You're gonna. When are you gonna?
Either in a car when I'm by myself or in the shower where nobody can see.
I plan on not crying.
You're gonna cry.
I'm gonna shove it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Bill Burr it.
You're gonna be holding.
Unfortunate soul's gonna get it later.
You're gonna be holding Josie. You're gonna be like singing or something, and Kenzie's gonna look over at you. And you're gonna be like, and then you're like, she's so beautiful.
I'm gonna be watching Fast and Furious, where that scene where they split up. I'm gonna be like, dang it.
Yeah, we should just go watch The Fabelmans so I can cry a little bit.
Yeah, The Fabelmans for some reason is your crying movie. Wow. So let's wrap it up and let's not make a thing of it.
No, we're not making a thing.
Look, we'll be back in roughly 3 weeks. You guys both wore gray. How come I didn't?
Yeah, I don't know. We did this today, and we both were wearing black shorts too.
Black shorts, gray shirts, walking down the beach, holding hands.
Gross.
Yeah.
We'll be back in roughly 3 weeks. We thank you for joining us. If you've been a loyal listener or you joined it at some point while we've been here in Virginia Beach, but we got a lot of stuff coming in the future. We're never going to stop the podcast. So we're just going to roll right into the next season. Thank you so much. In the meantime, rewatch some episodes and keep up with us and keep your ears out for more future episodes.
Let's say all our catchphrases.
What is our catchphrase?
I drink milk fast. Say your catchphrase.
Crazy crack dads. See you later, crazy crack dads.
I don't have a catchphrase. Well, I have a nickname.
Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe's signing off.
Signing off, Grandpa Joe. All right, let's stop it.